Welcome back to Pastry Maestra. I'm Teresa and today I'm making Dado's bread. I live in Split, Croatia. Now, Split is the coastal city, meaning the climate and especially the humidity in the air is determined by the sea breeze. And for the last few days, let me tell you, it was hell. We have strong southerly wind called Jugo that brings low pressure, rain, migraines and grumpiness all around. However, yesterday, out of the blue, an old family friend Dado called saying, "Look, I've made some bread. Would you be willing to see if it's any good?" Surprise, surprise! Now, don't get me wrong, Dado is a great guy. He owns a music recording studio, he's an accomplished sound engineer and producer, a great guitar player, but never he said anything about baking bread. Was my friend a self-taught boulanger as well? Well, that was the surprise number one. Okay, I said, sure, bring it over. Thinking at the same time, man, this is going to be tough. That bread can't be good with all this humidity. It will be soggy and chewy and I'll have to pretend that it's good. Anyway, being a good friend, I decided not to hurt his feelings, so when he brought the loaf, I was all, chipper and bright. However, when I took the bread, I was really surprised how heavy it was. It was, a chunk of bread. Also, to my amazement, when I squeezed the loaf, I've heard a loud crunch. Well, this is interesting, I thought to myself. But more surprises were yet to come. So, when I broke off the piece, I've discovered that the inside was also great. It was fluffy and soft, and on top of everything, it tasted fantastic. "What have you done?" I cried. "This bread is fantastic. I want the recipe now." "What recipe?" he said. "I don't have a recipe. I only mixed some leftover flour that I found in the pantry, added yeast and salt and that's it." Naturally, I wanted to know more, so finally, I've learned that he made a mixture of bread flour, whole grain wheat flour and rye flour. And that's when the aha moment happened. You see, bread flour is high-protein patent flour, specifically milled for yeasted breads, very rich in gluten, and that's why the crust of Dado's bread was so firm and crunchy in spite of humidity. Whole grain wheat flour contains a lot of fiber and bran particles and some gluten, so inside was still fluffy, yet a bit coarse. And finally, he used some rye flour that has a high content of bran, amino acids and fiber, and that's why the bread was weighty. So, after a few attempts, I found the right flour ratios, added some details of my own, and now I'm going to show you how to make Dado's bread. As usual, recipe is on my site, the link is down below. To make Dado's bread, I've placed bread flour into a bowl of a stand mixer fitted with hook attachment. I'm gonna add whole grain flour, rye flour and salt. I'll start mixing on low speed to combine all the ingredients. In another bowl, I'm gonna mix warm water with fresh yeast and stir well. I'm gonna pour the water with yeast into the flour mix and knead for about 10 minutes on low speed. Now I'm gonna add olive oil and mix it in. Finally, I will add toasted and cooled pumpkin seeds and knead them into the dough. You can use any other seeds you like. I'm gonna cover my dough with a cloth and leave it to ferment for about an hour. My dough has fermented and now I'm gonna gently punch it and transfer it into the mold lined with parchment paper. I'm gonna leave the dough to rise once more. Just before baking, I'm gonna brush my bread with egg wash. I'll sprinkle some more pumpkin seeds on the top of the bread. I'm gonna bake Dado's bread at 200 degrees centigrade, which is 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for approximately 40 minutes until golden in color. My bread is done. I'm gonna remove it from the mold and leave it on a rack to cool down. When tapped, the bread should sound hollow. There! Now you know how to make Dado's bread. My loaf has cooled and now it's ready to receive a blob of soft butter and a big slice of ham. Lucky me! Yum! See ya!
Oh baby, you are so sweet, so delicious and yummy, so good to eat. I wanna lick you, feel your sweetness on my lips. Forever and ever, you'll stay on my hips.
I'm Teresa. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you liked it. If you want to stay in touch, follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, and of course, visit my site where you can find elaborate posts with lots of pictures, additional information and recipes that follow my every video. Also, on my site you can download my free 365 pages ebook, The Pastry Chef, and maybe buy me a macaron if you think that I've earned it. Now, before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my YouTube channel. That really helps a lot. Finally, and this is the most important thing, don't forget to create sweetness every day, because sweetness is happiness. See you in my next video. Bye!